So cool and interesting tech and gear you won't regret buying. So I've got some interesting stuff here. I've got some chargers, some cables, a backpack, and something else you probably won't be expecting. So first up we have the Grams 28 Transit Backpack. This is an all-new ultra premium backpack designed for carrying anything and everything. Thanks to them for also sponsoring this video. Many of you seem to love the previous Grams 28 backpack that I featured, and now they've got a new one which is bigger and has even more functionality. It includes a packing cube so you can organize your belongings. There's a main compartment which opens out entirely for easier access, almost acting like a mini suitcase. There's a separate laptop compartment designed to fit up to a 16-inch laptop, and it has extra padding to protect your laptop. There's also a little compartment inside the laptop compartment where you can put accessories like a charging cable and a charging brick. The top pocket is perfect for a pair of sunglasses or any other accessories like maybe a pair of AirPods. There's also a quick access front pocket where you can put stuff inside, but there's also a zipper pocket in here if you just want to make sure that something doesn't slip out. There's a secret back pocket which is ideal for valuables like a passport or cash, and there's a luggage pass-through to make it easy to put on a cabin suitcase. It's made from ultra premium Italian leather, so it feels incredible, hence the premium price tag. This really feels like it could be made by a designer label, like a designer brand. The leather, the quality of the finish, the build, and just everything about the backpack is absolutely incredible. So make sure to check out the Grams 28 Transit Backpack. I'll leave a link to it down in the description below. Next up we have the Kingsmith Walking Pad P1. So I sit behind a desk all day, every day pretty much, because obviously doing what I do, I am just behind a desk. Because of that, I'm obviously not getting as many steps in as I should. I've seen these walking pads online, fully expecting them to be a gimmick. Why not just go outside and touch grass, right? It doesn't really make any sense as to why you'd have a walking pad inside. But now that I've got this one, I'm changed. I'm a completely changed man. I completely understand why it's useful to have something like this at your desk, because of course you can go outside to get your steps in, but sometimes when you're getting caught up in a project, in some work, in some meetings, whatever, or maybe you're just focused in on something, you don't want to leave your desk. You want to be able to get your steps in still. This walking pad for me has just completely changed the way I think about working behind a desk. Comes folded, which is neat, so you can fold it away when you're not using it, and it has wheels to make it easy to maneuver, which is important because it does weigh nearly 30 kilos. I put mine under my desk, put my desk in standing mode, and off I go. Because I have a standing desk, I can put my arms on the desk for support and stability, making it easy to use my keyboard and mouse. That was actually my biggest concern, because obviously when you're walking, you're moving about, your arms are moving, your whole body's moving. Making sure that I could have stability on the desk whilst I was working was important, and it works. It actually works surprisingly well. It comes with a wireless remote that lets you adjust the speed and anything else. You have speed settings between 0.5 kilometers an hour and 6 kilometers an hour. When I first got this, I was definitely skeptical. I just wasn't sure how well it would work, but now that I've got one, it just makes a lot of sense, and I think for the price they go for around $200–300. You can spend more if you want a higher quality one, sort of more premium one, but I think for the money you're paying, it's well worth it. Next up, we have the Nomad universal charging cable for the Apple Watch. Now, this is a very unique charging cable that I haven't seen anyone else do. It's a 100-watt USB-C charging cable that has an Apple Watch charger built in. So on one end, you have a USB-C connection, and on the other end, you have a USB-C connection as well as an Apple Watch charger, making it perfect as a travel cable or even a cable on your desk, as now you can charge two devices at once with the cable. I'm already a big fan of Nomad, and you've probably seen me include a bunch of their products on the channel, and this is definitely one of their most unique ones. I think the smart thing with this is that you can have the Apple Watch charger on whichever end you like. So you can either have it plugged into the charging brick itself, or you can have it plugged into your MacBook or your phone or something like that, and you can have your Apple Watch charging whilst it's charging your MacBook or your phone. Yeah, just a really unique product, and Nomad have also recently upgraded the sort of connectors on the ends, and they're just super premium. The cable itself is made from a double braided Kevlar, so it is super strong, super tough. Nomad know what they're doing. They're making high quality products here that are built to last. Next up, we have this Anker power bank. And I really do think this is the one power bank to rule them all. I don't see why I need another power bank now. It has a 25,000 milliamp hour capacity, but it has one unique feature, or really two unique features. And that is, it has the USB-C cables built in. So this strap here, which you can use of course to carry the power bank or to attach it to something, has a USB-C cable built right into it. This is capable of 100 watts, and you can use it to charge the power bank or charge other devices. Yeah, made from like nylon sort of material. So it should be strong enough, well, hopefully, because considering a lot of people are going to be carrying their power bank from here, it better be strong. I'm sure Anker have done their research to make sure that it's strong enough. But it also has another cable built in, which is retractable. And again, it does 100 watts of power. I don't even know how long that is, maybe half a meter, something like that. 100 watts of power, and again, you can use it to charge the power bank or charge your device. So there's two USB-C cables here built in, which means two USB-C cables you don't have to carry. Also means you can charge two devices at the same time, but there is also a USB-A and a USB-C, which again is also capable of 100 watts. The charger itself is capable of 165 watts total output, which is plenty. That's actually a lot. However, the ports themselves are limited to 100 watts. There isn't a single port in here that can do 165 watts like itself. So I think 100 watts for most people will be fine. Unless you have a 16-inch MacBook Pro and you're running it at full tilt, yeah, 100 watts should be fine for most people. And I just love how it has the two cables built in. Like everything built in, it just makes a lot of sense. There is a screen as well, which you can cycle through with the button on the side. It shows you how much battery you have left. It shows you the battery temperature, shows you your battery health, so how many cycles you've done. And when you have devices connected, if I connect my phone, for example, so let's connect my phone up. It will also show me how much each port is using, which is very useful. So I can see how much power my iPhone is using when charging through the power bank. Absolutely incredible. Honestly, this power bank for me now is the one power bank that I need. I don't really need any other power bank now. It just makes a lot of sense. And I think for the size, I mean, it's not that small. It is quite big, but for the size and everything, I think for the capacity, this is incredible. Next up, we have the rolling square multi-charger. So this is a 6-in-1 keyring cable charger, and it's a pretty small multi-charger that's designed to charge nearly anything and everything. It has USB-C, USB-A, Lightning, and micro USB. The USB-C ports can deliver up to 100 watts of power, which is pretty incredible for such a tiny little cable. And it even supports data transfer speeds of up to 480 megabits per second. Yeah, look how small this is. Like you can just put this on the end of your keyring so that whenever you do just need to charge something at a pinch or transfer some data, you can. Next up, we have tracking cards. So I have two here. I have the Eufy one and I have the Nomad one. They do differ a little bit, but they essentially offer the same thing, which is they work with the Find My network, which is very important, I think. The Find My network, especially just the way it works, just makes it so much easier to have or to track whatever you need to track. So these are credit card style Find My tags. So the Eufy one is the cheaper one. I think it goes for like $20 or $30. However, one downside of this is that it's not rechargeable and you can't replace the battery, but it does last up to 3 years, which is a long time. Like I said, very thin credit card style. Put this in your wallet or you can put it in a backpack or whatever bag quite discreetly. I think this is really nice. Looks also very understated. The Nomad one is even more understated. Like there's barely any branding on this. This is a bit more expensive. I think this is around $40 to $50, maybe more. The unique thing about this and why it's more expensive is that it's rechargeable. On one charge, it lasts around 5 months. So you do have to sort of charge it, I guess. I mean, that's not super regularly, but you do have to keep in mind that it does need to be recharged. And the way it charges is through wireless charging, which I think is super smart. So if you have a Qi charger, you can just plop it on there and it will recharge. I've forgotten exactly how long it takes to recharge, but I think this is the more sustainable option, but it costs more. This is the cheaper option. It does last up to 3 years. So yeah, it depends on how much you want to spend, but I do think both of them are worth the money because you're most likely going to be using it to protect your valuables. Next up, we have the Lencent 120 watt travel charger. So when I'm traveling, I want to minimize the amount of things that I carry. So I went to Japan at the end of last year and I realized I was carrying around an adapter to plug things in and I was carrying a charging brick to charge my devices. And I realized, why can't I just combine the two? Never really thought of it before. And then I found this and it just makes the most sense. So of course you have your plug sockets here so you can plug things in. You have a travel adapter on the other end. So when you're traveling, you can plug it into wherever you need to plug it into. But when it is plugged in, you also have USB-C ports on the bottom and a USB-A port. And the USB-C ports are capable of doing 100 watts. And of course you have another 20 watts that you can use for any of the other ports. So again, if you need to charge a laptop or something at 100 watts, you can with something like this. And you still have the ability to plug stuff in on the top, well, on the front, I guess, whichever side you want to see it. This combines everything all into one device and it's small. Like, look at it, it just fits in my hand like this. Obviously it's not tiny. Travel adapters can't be tiny because the nature of the design of them, but Having everything in one thing, so you don't have to carry around multiple sort of charging bricks and travel adapters and things like that, I think just makes a lot of sense. So that's it for this video. I will of course leave links to everything down in the description below. If you have any suggestions of tech that you think is worth buying, that has made a difference in your life, please leave it in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.